What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about T-Bull today. Tron Bull. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Looking at T-Bull here at 0035. Fun fact, you guys, I am a top 50 wallet holder. I don't know, am I top 50, top 20? I forget what position I'm in, but I'm somewhere up there for T-Bull, so I do have a bias with this thing. I think it's going to do very well. I think that Tron memes are going to take off here and really steal the show. Tron, everybody's talking about SWE replacing Solana or flipping Solana. They're all wondering what the next coin is to flip Solana. I never hear Tron in the mix, and Tron is just such an obvious choice. It clearly, I wouldn't be surprised in the least. I think the whole crypto space will be surprised if Tron flips Solana, but I wouldn't be surprised in the least. And I've actually had a really good time using the Tron Link wallet and trading on the Tron ecosystem. It's way cheaper, way cheaper, right? Even if you're using Solana and you're on like Phantom or you're on whatever DEX wallet or exchange that you're using, the lack of liquidity and the fees that accrue from that. Like if you're buying, let's say you're putting in $10,000 into a meme coin, you could lose $1,000 just in the slippage there, right? With the Tron memes, there's a lot less slippage, man. Like you can move, and I have put in more money than that into these Tron memes, and you can get in and you can get out easy, and you do move the price with those kind of things, but you're not like losing money on it. At least in my experience, you're not losing money. On the note of losing money, we're at a cheaper price now than where I bought T-Bull, so I am in the red. So if you want to buy T-Bull, please support my bags. No, I'm really just saying that if you buy T-Bull here, you actually would be buying at a cheaper price than I got in, just in all full transparency. So if anybody's wondering, is it a good time to buy? I mean, we've got this kind of hook down. We're at the 236, finding support at prior areas of resistance here, kind of in the heart, the very like dead center of this overall consolidation phase that we've been in here. Is it a good time to buy? You're buying cheaper than I bought, and just barely. I bought at 0.0336, right? It's at 0.035 now. So, but you're at a cheaper price than I bought, and you're also at prior areas of resistance, confirming it as support. And I wonder, what are you doing here on the fibs? I hope the answer you understand. The answer is yes. It's a good time to buy. You're also finding support right there above the 0.5. A lot of cryptos have been doing that. I don't know if I should take that high. Maybe I should take this high. You know what? Let's use HTX actually. HTX. I like HTX. It's a lot less scam wicks. Yeah. Low to high here. There we go. 382. See, that makes more sense. That looks like this. I think this is the chart that I'll use for analysis from now on. A low to high here. We're at the 382. Oftentimes in a very bullish move, which I don't know about you guys, but going from May 8th to the high here on the 17th, 142% in about a week's time. I think that's a bullish move. Oftentimes you do find support at the 382, and then you continue to run. When we continue to run, and we will continue to run very soon, I'll look at the indicators in a second here. I just want to do this real quick. We take a high to a low here, maybe even to that low. Let's take this low, because that's the fake out low. This is the low of the move here. High to low here. The expectation would be to go up at least to this area between the 1272 and the 1618, which leads us to about 1 cent to 1.5 cents. Okay. And I would expect that we find turbulence there. But by the end of June, early July, I think that we've got our targets set on much higher targets. I think that we will see prices that are something around like 3.5 cents at a minimum by the end of June, early July. Potentially even new all-time highs. I really wouldn't be surprised at all if we went all the way up to this money zone here at about 6.7 cents to 9 cents. We might even hit 10 cents. Nice psychological level of resistance there. And who knows, we could go beyond that as well. So there's a lot of, and I would expect that we see new all-time highs. So thinking about new all-time highs here, looking at that in respect to the fibs, we're looking at the 2618 and beyond, which is a 14x or more. Bare minimum, maybe we stop at the all-time highs, but I think, you've got a low enough market cap for T-Bull. We're at a $3.5 million market cap with $1.9 million in 24-hour volume. Somebody asked me why I like T-Bull more than Bull, because I'm pretty sure Justin Sun actually publicly said something bullish on Bull, not T-Bull. They're both Tron Bull, right? But like the Bull meme coin itself. I think there's a rumor that Justin Sun holds some of the Tron Bull tokens, like he owns like 6% of the supply or something. I don't know if that's true. I read that. I don't know if he has any affiliation with T-Bull or Bull. My answer to that, if anybody's trying to be conflicting with that, is who cares, right? Justin Sun, he could be affiliated with both. Why not? There can be two T-Bulls. There's several types of Doge coins out there. There's so many dog coins. There can be multiple Tron Bulls on the Tron ecosystem. I think the Tron ecosystem is set up to do really well, you guys. There's over half the USDT that's available in the world is on the Tron ecosystem. People talk about what's going to flip Solana. I think Tron really does stand a chance here. You look at T-Bull, $3.5 million to $1.9 million in volume. I believe there's like over 12,000 holders of T-Bull. Okay. You look at Bull, it actually has less volume in a 24-hour basis by like $100,000, and it's got a market cap that's more than double. So T-Bull's got more volume. It's got 12,000 holders. Bull has 14,000 holders, but it's got double the market cap and less volume. I think T-Bull's in a prime setup. I think they both look good. I'm not trying to throw shade at Bull. I mean, if we look at Bull here, just for the people out there that are invested in Bull, and you're watching this video saying, screw you, C-Zar, saying that Bull's not going to do well. I think Bull will do well. Why is this? Is this not? It's not what I thought it was. Where? Oh, okay, because that's not Bull. This is Bull on MEXC, let's say. Yeah. I was like, that's not right. This is right. Here we go. Yeah. You're finding support right at prior areas of resistance. You look good. You look like you're about to break out too. They both are probably, look at your daily RSI. You look phenomenal. You're going to do well, you know, but T-Bull I think will just do better. That's my personal bias. That's why I went with T-Bull instead of Bull. You've cooled way the hell off. You went from being overbought to cooling way the hell off. And if we look at this RSI, it's like a lifelong uptrend, dramatic up. It looks fantastic, okay? You've been consolidating here in this sideways zone. You're about to let loose the goose and break higher. I think things are going to go crazy, man. Oftentimes, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but with these uptrends, especially these more pronounced uptrends, whenever they end and turn into a downtrend, it's not so simple as this. You don't just start a downtrend immediately. What you do is you kind of move sideways for a bit. You set yourself up. You set yourself up to move sideways, right, for a good bit, and before you know it, you actually have in your sideways trend here, you actually have the beginnings of a downtrend. And then you kind of coincide with that downtrend and you start respecting that moreover. But in this sideways phase where you're getting overbought a lot, that's where you see some fantastic things happen, right? You would think that moving up, the way that this looks moving up consistently like this is where the most bullish stuff happens. No, it happens most of the time whenever you're moving sideways and you're just chopping in and out of the overbought zone like that. Whenever you're doing stuff like that, which I think is coming, that's when we get our bullish time. So I really am excited to see what T-Bull does. Being that Tron, again, it's the ecosystem with the most US dollar tether, the largest stable coin in the crypto space. It has the most USDT on it out of any ecosystem. Memes, I think, are going to get a nice pop. Solana memes are running right now, but man, I swear I've had an easier time moving money in and out of the Tron ecosystem using Tron Link than I have with the Solana memes like on Phantom or on any kind of DEX that I've used. With the slippage, the liquidity, I feel like, at least for T-Bull, is way better than it is for anything that I've messed with on Solana. I've had a really good time using Tron Link, and I think that anybody who uses the Tron ecosystem, once they see how very comparable to Solana and even easier it is to get in and out because you have so much liquidity, I think people will start to come over to Tron. And then also, it's the road less traveled, right? Everybody's involved in Solana memes. It's like the Wild West out there. You never know which one's going to do well, right? With Tron memes, there's a lot of them. There's thousands of them, but it's a lot smaller of a space. It's a little bit more condensed. And these lower market caps, I just think that because you have such a low market cap here with Tron Bull, not Bull, sorry, T-Bull. Bull also has a low market cap too. Same argument can be made for Bull. I'm not trying to say T-Bull's better than Bull. I think it'll outperform it, but they're both going to do well. I'm sure they both do well. Who cares? Right? I think it's going to outperform it. Why? It's got half the market cap, so it should, right? Where was I going with this? I think that these low market caps give you an opportunity to see some tremendous growth, and that kind of tremendous growth will bring all the degens over from other ecosystems into the Tron ecosystem. And of course, by the time they get with the program, things are going to be topped off. But I really do believe that we're going to go higher. I like this chart overall. It's a nice rounded bottom. Look up rounded bottom, look up saucer, look up frying pan pattern, whatever you want to do on Google. Saucer pattern on the charts, or rounding bottom, or frying pan. It's all the same thing. It's a very bullish configuration. What we're doing here is bullishly configured as well, right? We're consolidating up here at the top end of this box that we've been in, right? We're consolidating here instead of rejecting it like we did before, We're doing a little dance here. I don't anticipate a move like this to continue. In fact, oftentimes whenever I see this kind of rolling over like this, whenever you get this kind of rolling over, you do get a fast move down, which I think that's today, right? We're moving down a little bit, move down with some speed. Maybe we even move down a little bit lower. You could go, how low did today's price go to? Today's price went down to here. I mean, maybe that was it. That makes perfect sense that that'd be the support area actually. But whether we go a little bit lower, a little bit higher, whatever, from a low to a high here, we're right at the 382. I'd very much expect that we're finding support here. The lowest that I think we go to, we're at 0035 right now, would be 00283, but I doubt that we go there. Tomato, regardless, man, we're about to break out. And oftentimes, you kind of see it here. You get this rolling over to the upside, and then you went down, right? You get this. Let's see if we can find another, I don't know, rolling over to the upside and you went down. Here, we're kind of rolling over to the downside. You had your fast move to the downside, and now I think we're going to move up. This is very consistent. This is kind of like a bear trap is what I would consider it to be. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, and then we'll move on from here. Okay, 1-hour RSI, bearish, very bearish, but you're looking like you're going to break out of this downtrend. Breaking out of a downtrend is a good thing, so maybe we will begin to move up here. Again, sometimes you move sideways with these RSIs, so if in that sideways chop on the RSI we move lower, don't be scared. It's okay. 4-hour time frame here. Also looking like it's at a great area to buy, being in the oversold zone. Some of the lowest oversold readings we've seen every time that we've been here, that's marked a bottom actually in the RSI, right? Let's go through and do this real quick actually, and then we'll end the video, okay? So here you are on the RSI. Let's point out every single time that you've been at this line or around this line, and then just see what the price has done, okay? And I'm assuming you went up, but then you probably went lower afterwards. But we're in a different environment now than we've been probably in most of TBULL's life here. Let's just see. We'll count that one too, and then of course right here, this environment. Okay, so looking at the price now. Here, so you're just coming off your all-time highs. This doesn't have all the history. You're just coming off all your all-time highs and coming down here, inception, right? That was December. That was kind of the highs of the market. So I'm not really too wooed by this. I'm not dissuaded by this. Not seeing any kind of immaculate reaction, but from a low to a high, you did pump 30%. Here, whoops. Here, you didn't find a pump immediately, but from your low to your high, you did pump shortly thereafter, 48% to the upside, right? And we can see again, you might have found your low, you might have broken out of your downtrend, but you had a little chop move sideways, so you went a little bit lower, but inevitably you had a pretty big result afterwards. Here, from a low to a high, moved up 327%. Here, not so much, but again, kind of in a bear trend. We're in a sideways trend now, right? Different times now, and this is kind of more appropriate as to what I would expect. Low to high here, that's a 284% growth. Low to high there, that's a 37% growth. It's nothing crazy, but still a little bit of growth, right? Marked a relative low nonetheless. And just relative to your movements, that was actually a pretty big move relative to the movements here. Relative to these movements, this was a pretty big move. Here, kind of a dud. So the last one was a dud, I would say. Inevitably, you did move up. You just kind of had some chop and move sideways, and then you moved up. Here, again, same kind of idea. Maybe you have some chop and you move sideways, but this is different. This, whenever I said this is different than anything else, I really do mean that it's different than anything else. If we're looking at all these moments, these were grinding here. You're grinding the low end. You're looking like you want to break out to the downside. It's kind of different, right? Here you're grinding the up end. You're grinding the upside. You're getting lower lows in your RSI while maintaining higher lows in your price. It's different. It's just different. So I would expect different kind of circumstances might get different reactions than what we've seen on a minimum scale. I am expecting something like this to happen, something 327%, 284%. These things that happened more at the lows of this range, right? Versus here we're at the high, but the difference between this high and all these other highs is that we're grinding here. We're not just rejecting immediately. So I think that in culmination with this significant bouncing area, being at an area that we've grinded out for so long, it's going to give us some significant results. More simply put than that, we've been in a consolidation zone for months now, for about 6 months now, maybe like 5 months now, okay, 4 months, however long it's been, end of January to end of May. We've been in a consolidation zone for this long. When we break out, we're probably not just going to get a little wick to the upside. We're probably going to break out. And that's reflected in the daily RSI. That's reflected in the price action. It's also reflected in the 4-hour RSI being at this low point here in the RSI that we normally see with low points in the price, but it's actually a higher low here that we're dealing with. All that, of course, and from a low here to a high there, we're right at the 382. It just makes a lot of sense to me that we'd bounce here, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys up to date with this thing. I haven't made videos on it just because not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't like to talk about meme coins every day. I know that there's an inherent risk, and if I talk about a meme coin every day, if I make it out to be something that is like viable, that's a viable option for people to put their life savings into, I don't like that kind of responsibility. It's a fun thing. Invest in it if you want to. Have some fun. It's not even an investment. It's like a gamble, right? That's what meme coins are. Put $10,000 in there. Put $10 in there. Whatever you can afford. You know, if 10,000 is your life savings, don't do that. If $10 is obviously not your life savings, go ahead and do that. I mean, you could see a little bit of growth with $10. I mean, if we do 100x, $10 would turn into $1,000. You know what I mean? So you could take a little bit of money and turn it into some fun money. If $10,000 isn't a lot of money to you, go ahead, pump our bags, man, do it. But I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.